So today I'm going to try to convince you not to hate someone that has really hurt you. Let's see if I can do it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm the one they call Peachy Pie and you are absolutely most welcome to join me here. Now, I've been feeling in the mood to talk about some emotional, toxic abuse, relationship stuff. And today we're going to round out with how not to hate someone. Because it is way easier to hate someone that hurt you than to not, to be honest with you. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what hate does to you. Now, I'm not going to go with the scientific facts and explain what it does to your heart or any of those things. I'm just going to talk about the kind of things that you do when you really strongly hate or dislike someone. And one of those things is going to be, we know that it increases your stress. We do know that because now you are constantly consumed with how could this person do this to me? How can this person live in their own skin being such an evil, weird person? You know, all that stuff. You become preoccupied with the person and it increases your stress. But things that you will do is you'll find yourself avoiding places and things that you once really loved and enjoyed, either to escape the memory of that person or to avoid running into that person in that space. And that's just not fair. That really just sucks because you know, I want to be there, I want to do those things, but now you don't have that access anymore. There's an invisible barrier that you put there yourself because, let's be honest, the person that hurt you is probably going to just enjoy their life and walk around and do their own thing. They don't even care that you are sitting there so hurt. And that sucks. So why should you sit around there and be like the puppy that got kicked, sitting in the corner and cowering in fear and shame? You didn't do the things that hurt you. So, so this hatred can cause you to be in the frame of mind that you want to avoid this person, and by doing so, avoid good opportunities for yourself. Then it also gives the person who hurt you a backdoor into your feelings. Now, I speak about a backdoor with emotionally abusive people a lot because they know that once they have a backdoor, they still have control over you in some way. And what I mean by that is that when someone can get you angry over things that they did to you in the past, they know you still got feelings on the issue, then that means you still have feelings that they can exploit about the issue. It sucks, but you gotta work on losing the hatred, removing the emotion from the situation so that they don't have that access to you again. They can't get access to you again. They can't get access to your feelings because you know they're gonna do stuff that are gonna make you feel certain ways. Either they're gonna make you feel loved because that's been a running pattern in your relationship where they make you feel loved and then they neglect you for long periods of time, making you want and crave that love and affection, do anything to get it. So you don't want to leave those back doors there for that person to come into. So you're going to have to close the doors by removing the emotion out of the situation, right? Then you are setting a bad example for yourself with hatred. Yesterday I spoke about parenting yourself, and when someone makes a kid upset, what do we tell our kid? Don't be angry, it's okay, don't stress, things are going to be better in time, you'll move on, all those kind of things are what we tell our kids. So tell that to yourself, like coach yourself out of that space. Give yourself that reassurance that that person will get their comeuppance, but also don't let your anger control you. Set a good example for yourself. So how do we get over someone and over the experiences of a person who has hurt us really greatly to the point that we are so angry we consider that we hate the person? Well, firstly, pity. It's hard to feel angry at someone that you are really so sorry for. And the real thing that you need to be sorry for them for, number one, is they lost you. They lost you as a friend or as a child or as a partner. They lost you. And you're an incredible person. You're a good person. You loved them and you cared for them. You were open and honest with them. And they lost you. Feel sorry for them for that because you're a great person. You are a fantastic person. And I'm not like tooting your horn in my own horn over here. But the truth of the matter is, if you love someone honestly and you care about them, you're a great person to them. So for them to mess that up, there must be some serious problem going on there to lose someone like you. And that comes to my second point. Feel sorry for them because they were probably horribly hurt in the past to be able to treat you like trash for things that you didn't do, and also to just be able to do it without any sort of remorse. That person must have been incredibly hurt, even as a child or in past relationships, to be this way now. So they are not a properly emotionally functioning adult in any sense of the word, and they will continue to sabotage every relationship that comes along the way, missing the really good ones that were on their journey because of their past hurts and their past traumas. So I really feel sorry for them for that. Like, this was completely avoidable. We could have been happy together, and now he has lost his opportunity. Now she has lost her opportunity to be in my life, or to be in the space that I let her be in my life, right? Then you've got to do some accepting of responsibility. Now this is going to be the hardest step, because it's so easy to just blame your ex-partner, your ex whatever friend, or even a parent, to just blame them for everything that went wrong in the whole relationship and in the whole situation. But the truth is, you are also responsible. And you might not be responsible for the same things, don't get me wrong, but you are responsible for the times when you let your guard down and you shouldn't have. You are responsible for the times when you saw red flags and you didn't address them. You are responsible for the times when you saw this person doing something and you didn't step in the way to stop them from doing something that they knew what was wrong. You know, you're responsible for some of those things. And there's a whole bunch of other things that you're responsible for, including letting your boundaries slip. That's a real big one. It's because you're responsible for that. No one else is responsible for maintaining your boundaries. That's your baby. It's your responsibility. So when you start going through the list of things that you are responsible for, you can say, I see how me not having those boundaries there contributed to this person being allowed to treat me like I'm not a human being, like to treat me like an animal. And that doesn't make what they did right, but it makes you understand and get into the frame of mind that this is something that you need to change in order to avoid that in the future, and in order to avoid allowing this person to manipulate you like that again. And then my last point is, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything. One of the worst things about human beings, I think in general, when it comes to any sort of relationship, we want closure and we want an apology. You're not going to get closure from this person. You're not going to get an apology. Because if they cared enough about you, they wouldn't have hurt you. It's quite that simple. If they cared enough, they would have given you basic human decency. But they didn't. So they are not going to give you an apology, and they're not going to give you closure, because they don't want you to have the ability to move on from them. That would make you strong. So what you've got to do is you've got to take that for yourself. You've got to say to yourself, and like really coach yourself into this square, right? Of, even if this person comes with an apology, it's not going to be a genuine apology. They don't really care about how I feel. They've made that abundantly clear throughout the relationship that I had with them. So they are not going to come with something genuine. And that's really just, I don't deserve that, right? Then the second thing is, aside from them not coming with a genuine apology, they're not going to give you proper closure. They don't actually care about you having the ability to move on from the situation. So they are not going to provide you with the tools. They're not going to come to you like what you feel you deserve, which is usually someone to say, I'm so sorry I hurt you. I was some sort of excuse to legitimize the way or the reason that they treated you so awfully, which you know at the back of your mind that there's no reason for the way that they treated you, but you want to get that closure. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to accept nothing is going to change the situation. I'm not letting that person occupy the same space in my life anymore. And no matter what they say or do, they might not give me closure, but even if they attempt to do so, it's not going to be a genuine attempt at all. It's going to be some sort of lie to try and get me to open up to them again, and I'm not exposing myself to that nonsense. You've got to have a hard stance with this one, because emotionally abusive people and toxic people, they want to leave those nice little back doors so they can come in at any point in time again and just turn your life all topsy-turvy and mess up everything again, then leave at their leisure. So you're going to have to really stand firm and say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If this person comes with a grandiose apology, a bouquet of flowers, a promise of something better or of changed behavior, because that has never ever worked in the past. You've got to trust the pattern, trust the history, that this person has showed you who they are, believe them. So yeah, and those are my tips and my thoughts on how to not hate someone who has hurt you really, really badly. Now, if you have been in a situation where you have been hurt, I'm so sorry that that was your experience. You are very strong and you learn and you grow from this. But you've got to be kind to yourself during the process of healing, and you've got to understand that your healing is not going to come overnight. This person systematically went through your emotions and everything, and they just trampled all over it. So you got to build all those little pieces up again, while also discovering how they got the permission to destroy everything that you worked hard for. And then you've got to also be kind to yourself, like all at the same time. It's craziness, the recovery from emotional abuse, but you can do it. If you could survive something that terrible, you definitely can do it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic evening further, and I hope that this little message here touched your heart, and that you can, if you're already on the process, that's great, but that you can continue to move forward and into a healthy territory. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic evening further, and take care of yourself, because you absolutely deserve it. Cheers.
Unless otherwise indicated, all the following scripture quotations are taken from the Holy Bible, New Living Translation, with copyright by Tyndale Foundation, used by permission of Tyndale House Publishers, all rights reserved.
그대 잠깐 눈을 붙일 때 나는 마음에 물을 붙여요. 비밀의 나만의 초콜릿. 그대